What if I told you that some quarters in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars? Today, we'll explore rare Washington quarters from different years that collectors hunt for. Stay with me, because you might have a valuable coin without even knowing it. Let's check them out. Our first coin is the 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark. This coin might look like a regular quarter, just like the ones you use to buy snacks or play games. But this coin can be worth a lot of money, up to $7,250 if it is in perfect condition. That's a big amount for just one small coin. So let me explain why this quarter is so special. In 1966, something big changed with U.S. coins. Before that year, quarters were made with real silver. People knew this, so they started saving silver coins instead of spending them. The U.S. government noticed this, and soon there were not enough coins going around. To fix this problem, they stopped using silver in quarters. Starting in 1965, quarters were made with cheaper metal, a mix of copper and nickel. These are called clad coins. The mint, which is the place where coins are made, also made another change. In 1965, 1966, and 1967, they took away the mint mark from coins. A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that tells where the coin was made. For example, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. But during these 3 years, the mint didn't want people collecting coins based on the mint mark, so they left it off. So all 1966 quarters do not have a mint mark, and that's normal. Now, you may ask, if all 1966 quarters have no mint mark, why is this one worth so much? That's a great question. The answer is simple. It's about the condition of the coin. Most quarters from 1966 were used in everyday life. People used them to buy soda, play arcade games, make phone calls, or get lunch. Because of this, most of these coins got scratched, dirty, or worn out. They were used over and over again. But some coins were never used. They were saved in collections or kept safe. These coins still look brand new. They are shiny, clean, and have no marks. These coins are called mint state coins. That means they look just like the day they were made. Coin experts give grades to these coins. A high grade like MS-67 or MS-68 means the coin is in almost perfect shape. And that's when the value goes way up. One of these perfect 1966 quarters has sold for over $7,000. There's something else to look for: error coins. Sometimes, the mint makes a mistake when making a coin. These mistakes can be worth money. Some coins are made off-center. Some have letters or numbers that look doubled. This is called a double die. Some coins are made on the wrong piece of metal, like a dime blank. These are called wrong planchet errors. If you find a 1966 quarter with one of these errors, it could be worth even more. There was also something special made in 1966 called a special mint set, or SMS. These coins were made just for collectors. They were not used by the public. The coins in these sets were made with a nicer, satin finish. They look better than regular coins but are not as shiny as proof coins. If you find a 1966 quarter from one of these sets, and it's still in good shape, it could be worth more too. Let's talk about how people used these coins in 1966. Back then, a quarter could buy a lot more than it can today. You could get a soda, a slice of pizza, or even go to the movies. Kids used quarters to buy candy, comic books, or play pinball machines. Adults used quarters for parking meters, public phones, or washing clothes at the laundromat. These coins were everywhere and used all the time. That's why most 1966 quarters look old or damaged now. But sometimes, someone finds a shiny one that was saved for years. Maybe it was in a drawer or part of someone's collection. These are the coins collectors want. If you find a 1966 quarter, take a good look at it. Is it shiny? Is it clean? Does it have scratches? If it looks brand new, it could be worth a lot. You can also check the weight. A normal 1966 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it weighs more or less, it could be a rare error coin. You can also use a magnifying glass to check for mistakes like double letters or numbers. If you think your coin is special, you can send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will check your coin and tell you what grade it is. But don't clean the coin, cleaning it can ruin it and make it worth less. Our next coin is the 1972 Washington quarter with no mint mark. This coin might look like a normal quarter, just like the ones you see in your pocket or wallet. But some of these 1972 quarters can be worth up to $3,000. Yes, you heard that right, a quarter that looks like any other coin could be worth a lot of money. Let's talk about why this happens and what makes these coins so special. Let's start with something simple. Most quarters today have a mint mark on them. A mint mark is a small letter on the front of the coin, right next to George Washington's ponytail. This letter tells us where the coin was made. For example, if it has a D, it was made in Denver. If it has an S, it was made in San Francisco. And if it has a P, it was made in Philadelphia. But here's something interesting. In 1972, the quarters made in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark at all. That means if you have a 1972 quarter with no letter next to Washington's head, it most likely came from the Philadelphia Mint. That's totally normal for that year. So, if all 1972 Philadelphia quarters have no mint mark, why are some worth so much money? The big reason is the condition of the coin. Most of these coins were used every day. People used them to buy food, ride the bus, make phone calls, or play games at the arcade. Over time, these coins got scratched, dirty, and worn down. But once in a while, someone saved a 1972 quarter in perfect condition. Maybe they got it from the bank and never used it. Maybe they kept it in a collection. These coins still look shiny and clean, just like the day they were made. When a coin looks that good, collectors call it a mint state coin. Mint state coins are given grades, just like students get grades in school. The better the coin looks, the higher the grade. A really nice 1972 quarter could get a grade like MS-66 or MS-67. These coins are rare and can be worth a lot, up to $3,000 if they are almost perfect. Now let's talk about something else, error coins. These are coins that were made with mistakes at the mint. And collectors really like these mistakes, because they are hard to find. A 1972 quarter might have a double die error, where the letters or numbers look like they have been stamped twice. Some coins were made off-center, where part of the design is missing. Others were struck on the wrong type of metal. These mistakes make the coin different, and that can make it worth more money. So if you find a 1972 quarter with no mint mark, don't throw it away. Look at it carefully. Is it shiny? Is it clean? Can you see all the details on Washington's face and hair? Are the letters clear and sharp? If the coin looks almost new, it might be worth checking. Also look for anything strange, like doubling or a design that is off-center. Back in 1972, people used quarters every day. A quarter could buy you a soda, a hot dog, or a ride on the city bus. Kids used them to play pinball or buy candy at the store. Quarters were everywhere, and they were used a lot. That's why most of the 1972 quarters are worn out today. But if you find one that looks brand new, that's special. And that's why coin collectors are willing to pay big money for it. They want coins that are rare and in great condition. Even though millions of 1972 quarters were made, only a few still look perfect today. If you think your coin might be valuable, you can weigh it. A normal 1972 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your coin is much lighter or heavier, it might be an error coin. You can also use a magnifying glass to check the coin closely. Look at the words, Liberty, and, In God We Trust. If you see any doubling in the letters, that could mean your coin is special. You can take your coin to a local coin shop, or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. These companies look at coins and give them a grade. This helps people know how much the coin is worth. But remember, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can scratch the coin and make it worth less. Let's talk about our next coin, the 1986p Washington quarter. This is a regular-looking coin that many people still have in their homes, coin jars, or pocket change. But here's something really cool: some of these coins can be worth up to $3,000 if they are in amazing condition or have a rare mistake. Let's learn what makes this quarter special and what you should look for. First, let's talk about the P mint mark. On the front of the quarter, look near George Washington's ponytail. You'll see a small letter. This letter tells us where the coin was made. If it has a P, that means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. If it has a D, it came from Denver. And if it has an S, it came from San Francisco. So a 1986 quarter with a P is normal, it just means it was made in Philadelphia. The Mint made millions of these coins in 1986. Most of them were used in everyday life, like buying snacks, using pay phones, or doing laundry. Because of this, most of the coins got scratched, dirty, or worn down. Those ones are still worth just 25 cents today. But once in a while, someone finds a 1986p quarter that looks brand new, shiny, clean, and with no marks or damage. These coins are called mint state coins. That means they were never used or touched much. Maybe someone saved them in a collection or got them from a coin roll and never spent them. Collectors love mint state coins. The better the coin looks, the more it's worth. Coin experts give coins a grade based on how nice they look. A grade like MS66, MS67, or even MS68 means the coin is almost perfect. A 1986p quarter in one of these high grades can be worth hundreds or even up to $3,000. So, what makes a coin mint state? The coin should look very shiny with no scratches or marks. All the details on George Washington's face and hair should be easy to see. The letters and numbers should be clear and sharp. The edge of the coin should also look clean and strong. Now let's talk about error coins. These are coins that were made with mistakes at the mint. Mistakes don't happen often, so when they do, they can make a coin worth a lot more. Some 1986p quarters have a double die error. This means some parts of the coin, like the words, Liberty, or, In God We Trust, may look like they were stamped twice. You might see a shadow or a thick line around the letters or numbers. Other coins were made off-center, which means the picture on the coin isn't lined up the right way. Some coins were even made on the wrong type of metal, like the metal used for dimes. These are called wrong planchet errors, and they are very rare. If you find a 1986p quarter, here's what to do. Look at the condition. Is it shiny and clean? If it looks brand new, it might be a mint state coin. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to look at the words and numbers. Look for doubling or anything strange. Weigh the coin. A normal 1986 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it's much lighter or heavier, it could be an error coin. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can leave scratches and lower its value. In 1986, quarters were used for all kinds of things. People used them for pay phones, parking meters, video games, vending machines, and more. Kids used them to buy candy or ride the bus. Since they were used every day, most quarters got worn out fast. That's why a shiny, clean 1986p quarter is hard to find today. But if you find one, and it's in perfect shape, it might be worth way more than 25 cents. If you think you have a special coin, you can take it to a local coin shop, or send it to a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will look at your coin under a microscope, give it a grade, and tell you how much it's worth. And remember, never clean your coin. Even if it looks dirty, it's better to leave it alone. A coin that is original and untouched is always worth more to collectors. Now let's talk about our next coin, the 1985p Washington quarter. This might look like a regular coin that you see every day, but some of these quarters are worth a lot of money, up to $1,700. Yes, a small 25-cent coin from 1985 could be worth that much if it has the right look or an error. Let's keep it simple and talk about why this coin is special, what to look for, and how it could be valuable. First, let's understand what the P mint mark means. On the front of the quarter, right near George Washington's ponytail, there's a small letter. That letter shows where the coin was made. If you see a P, that means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. If there's a D, it was made in Denver, and if there's an S, it came from San Francisco. So a 1985 quarter with a P on it is normal. Millions of these were made. But only a few of them are worth a lot of money today. Why? It all comes down to condition and sometimes errors. Let's start with the condition. Most 1985 quarters were used every day. People used them to buy candy, pay at the vending machine, get a soda, or do laundry. Over time, these coins got scratched, dirty, or worn out. These used coins are still worth just 25 cents today. But some 1985 quarters were saved. Maybe someone put them in a coin jar and never used them. Or maybe they came straight from the bank and were never touched. These coins still look shiny and clean, with no marks or damage. These are called mint state coins. Coin collectors love coins that look brand new. They give coins a grade to show how perfect they are. The better the coin looks, the higher the grade. For example, a coin graded MS-67 or MS-68 is very rare and almost perfect. A 1985 P quarter with a grade like that can be worth hundreds or even $1,700. Now let's talk about error coins. These are coins that were made with mistakes at the mint. Sometimes the machine makes an error, and the coin comes out looking different. Collectors love these coins because they are rare. Some 1985 P quarters have a double die error. That means the letters or numbers on the coin look like they were stamped twice. It's easy to see if you look at words like liberty or in God we trust. The letters might look thick or have shadows. That's a sign of doubling. Other errors include off-center coins, where the design is not placed correctly. You might also find a coin that was made on the wrong metal. These mistakes are very rare, but if you find one, it could be worth a lot of money. So, what should you look for on a 1985 P quarter? First, check if the coin looks very shiny and new. Are the details on Washington's face clear? Are the edges sharp? Are there no scratches? If yes, your coin might be in mint state. You can also use a magnifying glass to look for small errors. Look closely at the words and numbers. If something looks doubled, that's a good sign. Also, if the coin looks strange, like too small, too big, or too light, it might be an error coin. You can also weigh the coin if you have a small scale. A regular 1985 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs more or less, it might have been made wrong, which can raise its value. Let's also remember how quarters were used in 1985. People used them in pay phones, parking meters, arcade games, or to buy snacks. They were used all the time. That's why it's hard to find one today that's still in perfect condition. But once in a while, someone finds a 1985 P quarter that looks brand new. Maybe it was saved in a coin roll or kept in a drawer for many years. These are the coins that collectors are looking for. And if you find one, it could be worth way more than 25 cents. If you think you have a valuable coin, don't clean it. Cleaning can scratch the coin and make it worth less. Instead, take it to a coin shop or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will check your coin and give it an official grade. Our next coin is the 1974 Washington quarter with no mint mark. This coin might look like any other quarter you use every day. But believe it or not, some 1974 quarters are worth up to $2,100. Yes, just one small coin like this can be worth a lot of money. Let's talk about why and how this happens. First, let's talk about what a mint mark is. A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that tells us where the coin was made. You can find it on the front of the coin, near George Washington's ponytail. If you see a D, that means it was made in Denver. If there's an S, it was made in San Francisco. And if there's no letter at all, it was made in Philadelphia. So, if you have a 1974 quarter with no mint mark, that means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. This is totally normal. But even though many of these coins were made, only a few are worth big money. Why? It all comes down to the condition of the coin and sometimes errors. In 1974, most people used quarters all the time. You could use a quarter to buy a soda, get a snack, or play a game. Because of this, most quarters from that year are worn out. They have scratches, dirt, or dull color. These old, used coins are usually only worth 25 cents today. But some coins were never used. These coins were saved in special collections or put away and never touched. These coins still look shiny, clean, and brand new. We call these mint state coins. Coin experts give these coins a grade, like in school. The better the coin looks, the higher the grade. A 1974 quarter in perfect shape, with a grade like MS-67, can be worth over $2,000. So what should you look for? First, look at the coin. Is it shiny? Are the details on George Washington's face and hair easy to see? Are the letters clear and not faded? If the coin looks almost perfect, it might be special. You can also check the edges of the coin, are they smooth or sharp? Now, let's talk about error coins. These are coins that were made with a mistake at the mint. Mistakes can happen sometimes, and when they do, those coins become rare. Some 1974 quarters have what's called a double die error. This means parts of the coin, like letters or numbers, look like they were stamped twice. You might see this on the words, "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Other error coins were made off-center, meaning the picture on the coin is not placed right. Some coins were even made on the wrong type of metal, like the kind used for dimes. These types of errors are very rare and can make the coin worth a lot more. If you find a 1974 quarter, check it carefully. Use a magnifying glass if you can. Look at the words and numbers to see if anything looks strange. Also, weigh the coin if you have a small scale. A normal 1974 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it weighs less or more, it might be an error coin. Back in 1974, a quarter had more value in everyday life. You could use it to buy a burger, make a call from a pay phone, or get a gallon of gas. Kids used them to buy candy, comic books, or ride the bus. Quarters were used all the time, which is why most of them from this year are not in great shape today. But every now and then, someone finds a 1974 quarter that still looks like new. Maybe it was saved in a drawer or found in a coin roll from the bank. If the coin has no mint mark and looks perfect, it might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you think your coin is special, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can scratch it and make it worth less. Instead, take it to a local coin shop, or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will look at the coin closely and give it a grade. This can help you know if your quarter is just a regular one or something rare and valuable. These Washington quarters from 1966, 1972, 1974, 1985, and 1986 may look like everyday coins, but some are rare and very valuable. Coins that are in perfect condition or have special errors can be worth a lot of money. If you find one, don't clean it, just keep it safe. Checking your coins carefully might help you find a hidden treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars.